Welcome to AffairsCloud. My name is Vikas Rana. We are one-stop solution for current affairs. You can find our Crack Current Affairs course on our application exclusively for current affairs, where you will be getting daily, weekly and monthly current affairs on regular basis. You can use code VIKAS10 to get additional 10% discount while purchasing the course. This video is available both in English and Hindi. The timestamp for both English and Hindi are mentioned in the description of each video. You can contact us on the number provided or mail provided. Also follow us on Telegram and Instagram, and the link for the same is provided in the description of each video. Also students, this is our homework section's free subscription contest. Follow the procedure and win full 1 year AffairsCloud current affairs subscription. Also students, we have started a new initiative that is of handwritten notes. It is helpful to understand the news daily, time saving and very useful for your revision. We aims to cover 15 questions via handwritten notes in upcoming bank exams. These handwritten notes are available on daily current affairs content PDF at our mobile application and website careerscloud.in. Only our Crack Current Affairs subscribers will be able to access these handwritten notes. A sample PDF of the handwritten notes will be available in the description. Hello everyone. So in this video we will be discussing 4th week of the June month. This will be an important session, so stay tuned till the end. Let's start. The question is, which of the following points are correct with respect to Prime Minister of India's Narendra Modi's Jammu and Kashmir visit in June month? All these points are rightly mentioned here, A, B, C. First is PM Modi attended the Empowering Youth Transforming Jammu and Kashmir event at the Sher-e Kashmir International Conference Center in Srinagar. Second is PM Modi also launched a competitiveness improvement in agriculture and allied sectors project worth 1,800 crore rupees. And third, PM Modi laid the foundation stone and inaugurated 84 major development projects valued at more than 1,500 crore rupees. Second, in June, the Bureau of Indian Standards introduced two new standards, IS 18590 and IS 18606, to enhance the safety and the quality of which products in India. It is to enhance the standard and quality of electric vehicles in India. Next is, which of the following has recently signed an MOU with the Military College of Telecommunication Engineering to advance collaboration in next generation wireless technologies for the Indian Army? Then it is SAMIR, that is Society for Applied Microwave Electronics Engineering and Research. Next is, the Ministry of Education constituted a 7-member high-level committee that is headed by whom to enhance the National Testing Agency examination process and their functioning. So, the Ministry of Education, they constituted a 7-member committee that will be headed by whom? It will be headed by K. Radhakrishnan. Then, if we talk about here Rajiv Gauba, remember Ministry of Law and Justice has constituted a 6-member committee to examine the various issues and the rights of the LGBT community, and here this committee will be headed by Rajiv Gauba. Next, in which country did Union Minister of External Affairs Dr. S. Jaishankar recently unveiled the virtual plaque to mark the formal commissioning of the Maritime Rescue Coordination Center built with $6 million grant from India? It is in Sri Lanka. This was commissioned in Sri Lanka. Next, the report titled India's Deep Tech Dawn Forging Ahead. It is released by which organization and stated that India is ranked 6th among the top 9 deep tech ecosystems globally with over 3,600 deep tech startups. So, which is this organization? It is NASSCOM, Zinov, right? They have released this report stating that India is ranked 6th among the top 9 deep tech ecosystems globally. Moving on, who has been recently appointed as the new secretary of the TRAI, that is Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, for a period of 2 years. So Atul Kumar Chaudhary, right? He has been appointed as the new secretary of TRAI and he will be in this position for the next 2 years. And this appointment will come after supination of V. Raghunandan. Then if we talk about Jagjit Pavadia, remember he was re-elected as the member of the INCB, that is International Narcotics Control Board, and this will be his 3rd term from 2025 to 2030. I repeat, Jagdeep Pavadia, she's a woman, right? She has been appointed here. Next is, in June, China successfully launched Space Variable Objects Monitor through the Long March 2C carrier rocket at Shizang Satellite Launch Center in the Sichuan province of the southwest China. The project was led by China National Space Administration and which organization? It is CNES, that is China Center for National spatial. They basically, remember, this is the space organization of France, right? Next, name the city in Cambodia that has recently designated a UNESCO Creative City of Gastronomy. Which is it? It is Battambang, right? This is the city in Cambodia and it has been designated as UNESCO's Creative City of Gastronomy. Next, in June, Panasonic Life Solutions India Private Limited partnered with which bank to provide financing to its solar customers? It is State Bank of India, right? So Panasonic Life Solutions India Private Limited, they partnered with SBI to provide financing to its solar customers. Next is Dr. Jitendra Singh, our Union Minister of State for Science and Technology, launched the 1 week, 1 theme campaign under which to demonstrate the recent success stories of India in various streams of science and technology. Right? So basically, Jitendra Singh, he has recently launched the campaign under CSIR, that is Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, and he have launched 1 week, 1 theme campaign. This will demonstrate the recent success stories of India in the various sections of science and technology. So option 3 is right here. Next, in which state did Ministry of Coal launch India's first ever underground coal gasification pilot project at the Kasta coal block? It is Jharkhand. Right? Jharkhand state has recently launched India's first ever underground coal gasification pilot project at the Kasta coal block, and this will in the Jamtara district of Jharkhand. Then if we talk about Odisha, remember recently Renew and JERA, Renew Company and JERA, they have recently partnered for the production of green ammonia in Odisha. Next, name the city that has recently become India's first UNESCO City of Literature. It is Kozhikode. Kozhikode is in Kerala and it became the first UNESCO City of Literature. Take a note of this. Then if we talk about Indore, remember recently Swachh Sarvekshan, that is a cleanliness survey award, was held, and Surat and Indore, both of them has been recognized as the cleanest city in India. So Surat and Indore, they both were recognized as the cleanest city of India according to the cleanliness survey, that is your Swachh Sarvekshan. Next, which of the following Indian city has been recently recognized as a World Craft City by the World Craft Council, AISBL, WCC International? It is Srinagar. Srinagar has been recently recognized as the World Craft City. Take a note of this. This is important. Right? Apart from this, if we talk about Bengaluru, remember Tata Group owned Air India and Bangalore International Airport. They have entered into an agreement to develop Bengaluru, Karnataka as the premier aviation hub for the southern India. Next, who has recently won the women's single title at the World Table Tennis Contender Lagos 2024 tournament held in Nigeria? It was won by Shrija Okla. She's an Indian, and remember, Indian contingent won a total of 9 medals, out of which 3 were gold, 1 silver and 5 bronze. This WTT Contender Lagos, it was held where? It was held in Nigeria, and Shrija Okla of India won the women's single title here, and she became the first Indian player to win the women's single title in the WTT Contender. Next, who has recently won the F1 2024 Spanish Grand Prix held in Montemelo, Spain? So, who recently won this? It was won by Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen is the driver for Red Bull. He's a Belgian-Dutch racer, right? And this will be Max Verstappen's 3rd Spanish Grand Prix title, correct? And 4th in his career. He won this in 2016, 2022, 2023 and 2024. So 3rd consecutive and overall 4th title. Next, when was the United Nations International Day of Women in Diplomacy annually observed across the globe? So it is 24th of June that UN International Day of Women in Diplomacy is observed across the globe on 24th of June. And the theme here is Women's Leadership in Multilateral Diplomacy. And here India ranked, remember this also, India ranked 171st in the terms of the representation of women in parliament, and in this it is Finland that has secured the 1st position. Next, which of the following has recently become the 6th Indian company to achieve a market capitalization of $100 billion? It is ICICI Bank, right? It became the 6th Indian company to achieve a market cap of $100 billion. Next, who has been recently selected by the Equestrian Federation of India to represent India at the 2024 Paris Olympics in the dressage event? So Anush Agarwal, right? He has been selected by EFI, that is Equestrian Federation of India, to represent India at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games in the dressage event. Correct? Take a note of this. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to recently concluded G7 summit in Italy? Which of the following are correct here? So only option A and C are correct. B is wrong. A is saying PM Narendra Modi attended the 5th G7 summit for the 5th consecutive time, and the 51st G7 summit will be in Alberta, Canada 2025. They are right. But B option is that on the sidelines of the 50th G7 summit, leaders of G7 countries agreed to provide Ukraine with a loan worth $100 billion. Is it correct? So no, this is not correct. The loan here will be of $50 billion. Next, which organization or bank has recently reported that India's current account deficit was 0.7% of the GDP, that is $23.2 billion in the financial year 24? It is RBI. So this data was released by Reserve Bank of India. If we talk about World Bank headquartered in Washington DC, they have approved a new project worth $452 million to improve the connectivity of the people living in the rural areas of Assam. Next, who recently got 1-year extension from Appointments Committee of the Cabinet to serve as the Director of IB, that is Intelligence Bureau, up to 30th of June 2025. So Tapan Kumar Deka, right, he got 1-year extension from ECC to serve as the Director of IB up to 30th of June. He will continue to serve as the Director of IB till 30th of June 2025. Next, with which company Ministry of Defence recently signed a contract to design and develop a miniaturized satellite capable of carrying payloads of up to 150 kgs for the Indian Air Force? It is Space Pixel Technologies Private Limited. This is the organization. They have signed with Ministry of Defence and to develop miniaturized satellites that are capable of carrying payloads of up to 150 kilograms. And it is for the Indian Air Force. It marks 350th contract under the IDEX initiative of the Ministry of Defense. Next, what is the name of ISRO's reusable launch vehicle that successfully completed their third autonomous landing experiment on 23rd of June 2024? So it is Pushpak, right? Pushpak is the name of ISRO's reusable launch vehicle that completed the third autonomous landing experiment on 23rd of June. Next, Dash is the co-inventor of the DLS method for calculating target scores in the limited overs cricket hit by bad weather, passed away in June 2024. So Frank Duckworth, right? He is the co-inventor of the DLS method for calculating target scores in limited overs cricket hit by bad weather, passed away in June 2024. So Frank Duckworth. Correct? Next is, in June, the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Mohan Yadav, has announced that the Jabalpur Airport and flyover passing through the Madan Mahal will be named after Dash. So it will be named after Rani Durgavati. Correct? So Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Mohan Yadav, announced that the Jabalpur Airport and flyover passing through Madan Mahal will be named after Rani Durgavati. Next, who was recently named as the President of the Professional Golf Tour of India? Kapil Dev was named as the President of the Professional Golf Tour of India. He became the PGTI board member in 2021, that is Professional Golf Tour of India. Next, which central public sector undertaking has recently received the Navratna status from the Department of Public Enterprise of the Ministry of Finance? So it is Madgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to the Indian visit of Jake Sullivan, the assistant to the President of National Security Affairs of USA? If we look at the options here, all these options are rightly mentioned. A, B, C, all are correct. Next, which ministry has recently launched a nationwide campaign on tobacco-free educational institutions? It is Ministry of Education. They have recently launched this nationwide campaign on tobacco-free educational institutions, right? And according to Global Youth Tobacco Survey, 8.5% of the school students in the age group of 13 to 15 consume tobacco in different forms across the country. And India is the second largest and consumer as well as producer of tobacco. Next, name the new digital investment platform that was recently launched by HDFC Bank to simplify investment process. It is Smart Wealth, right? This is the new digital investment platform that was recently launched by HDFC Bank to simplify investment process. This Smart Wealth, this is an application that will enable the users to create smart jars which give personalized portfolios plan that can be modified or paused anytime. Next, in June, Securities and Exchange Board of India constituted a working group headed by G. Padmaban to review what? It was to review the derivative trading norms. This will be a 15-member group working group that will be headed by G. Padmaban, and he is the former director of Reserve Bank of India. Next, South Korean K-pop band named 17 has been recently named as the first ever dash. So K-pop band of South Korea 17, it has been named as the UNESCO Goodwill Ambassador for Youth. Take a note of this, right? And Audrey Azoulay, the Director General of UNESCO, appointed 17, the South Korean K-pop boy band group. It contains of 13 members for this, and they were appointed as the first ever Goodwill Ambassador for Youth. Even this group has contributed $1 million for financing this initiative. Then apart from this, if we talk about Goodwill Ambassador for Earth Hour, here Indian badminton player PV Sindhu joined the World Wildlife Fund as Goodwill Ambassador for Earth Hour India, and Earth Hour, when was it observed? Earth Hour was observed on 23rd of March. Next, who has been recently appointed as a convener of the group of minister of the reconstituted GST rationalization panel. So it is Samarth Chaudhary. He will succeed Suresh Khanna, the finance minister of Uttar Pradesh, who has been serving as the convener of GST rate rationalizations since October 2023. Next, if we talk about Rajiv Kumar, ECC has approved the appointment of Rajiv Kumar as the Director General of Bureau of Police Research and Development. Next, who has been recently appointed as the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of SBI General Company Limited. So, who has been appointed as the MD and CEO of SBI General Insurance Company Limited? Naveen Chandra Jha. Correct, he has been appointed as MD and CEO of SBI General Insurance Company Limited, and he was nominated by parent company SBI and succeeded Kishore Kumar Poludasu. Then if we talk about Ajit Kumar, RBI has approved the appointment of Ajit Kumar KK as the MD and Chief Executive Officer of Dhanlakshmi Bank for the next 3 years. Next, what is the name of the satellite that NASA successfully launched in June, which represents the fourth and the final satellite in a series of advanced weather satellites for National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration? It is GOES-U, GOES-U. This is the fourth and the final satellite of the GOES-R series of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. This NOAA GOES-U was launched on SpaceX Falcon Heavy rocket from Florida, USA. Next is Dr. Samir V. Kamath, the chairman of DRDO, has handed over what to the Rear Admiral Brijesh Vasishtha, the Director General of Naval Armament Inspection, Indian Navy, at the ceremony held in New Delhi. So Dr. Samir V. Kamath, chairman of DRDO, handed over medium range microwave obscurant chaff rocket. This is a new technology. This is an indigenous technology developed by DRDO. Correct? And it is medium range microwave obscurant chaff rocket. Take a note of this. Next is Akshatir Control and Reporting System. Remember, Indian Army has commenced the introduction or induction of this indigenous Akshatir Control and Reporting System to enhance the air defense capabilities. This will enable the Indian Army's defense units to operate in an integrated manner. Next, which city has been ranked as the most livable city for the third consecutive year according to the Economist Intelligence Unit's Global Livability Index 2024? So it is Vienna. So according to EIU's Global Livability Index, Vienna, the capital of Austria, has been topped the index as the most livable city for the third consecutive year. Denmark's Copenhagen was on the second position, whereas Zurich was on the third position. Next is, in June, RBI introduced a revised dash currency swap framework for 24 to 27. So RBI, they have introduced the revised SAC, that is South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation currency swap framework for 24 to 27. According to this framework, RBI would enter into bilateral swap agreement with SAC central banks who wish to avail the swap facility. Next, name the housing finance company that has recently signed a $60 million non-convertible debentures financing agreement with the Asian Development Bank to offer housing loans for women. It is Aadhar Housing Finance Limited, and this is one of the largest housing finance companies in India. As of June, $30 million has been disbursed so far, and the deal was to disburse $60 million. Next, in June, Mindspace Business Park Real Estate Investment Trust, that is a REIT, they have secured a sustainability linked bond worth 650 crore rupees from whom? It is from IFC, that is International Finance Corporation. Right? It has become the first Indian REIT to invest or to issue such bonds. These bonds will have a tenure of 7 years and the coupon rate here will be 7.94%. Next, RBI's gold reserve held overseas declined to their lowest level in 6 years by the end of March 2024, accounting to 47% of the total reserves accumulated since December 2017. As of March 2024, RBI's total gold holdings stood at 822.1 tons. Correct? Take a note of this. Next, name the fintech company that has recently received the final authorization from RBI to operate as an online payment aggregator. So Hitachi Payment Service Limited, right? They have recently been granted the final authorization from RBI to operate as an online payment aggregator. If we talk about e-banks, remember Yes Bank? This is a leading private sector bank. They entered into a partnership with e-banks for payment processing in India for the global digital economy. Next is how much in asset did the government of India monetize during the financial year 23-24 according to the data released by Niti Aayog. So it is 1.56 lakh crore rupees in assets have been monetized during the financial year 24 according to the data released by Niti Aayog. The target to monetization was 1.8 lakh crore rupees under the national monetization pipeline, but the target has been not achieved. It is that monetization asset that has been achieved is 1.56 lakh crore rupees. And in this too, remember it is Ministry of Road Transport and Highways that has topped the position in terms of performance with a monetization assets worth 40,314 crore rupees. Next, who has been appointed as the next Secretary General of the NATO to succeed Jens Stoltenberg in October 2024? So Mark Rutte, he has been appointed as the next Secretary General of NATO and he will be succeeding Jens Stoltenberg. Next, who was recently elected as the Speaker of the 18th Lok Sabha for a second consecutive term? So, Om Birla was appointed as the Speaker of the 18th Lok Sabha for the second consecutive term, and this is the 18th Lok Sabha that you need to remember. Next is, which bank has recently appointed Indian tennis player Sumit Nagal as their brand endorser? So Bank of Baroda has been appointed or has appointed Indian tennis player Sumit Nagal as their brand endorser. Apart from this, remember if we talk about Bank of India, so Bank of India, they have signed an agreement with IMGC, that is India Mortgage Guarantee Corporation, to provide mortgage guarantee backed home loans products in the affordable housing segments. Next, which organization has recently signed a launch service agreement with Space Machines company to launch second Optimus spacecraft, that is the largest Australian designed and built spacecraft weighing 450 grams. It is New Space India Limited. Next, and this has been launched under mission Maitri. Maitri is Mission for Australia-India Technology Research and Innovation. This marks a significant milestone in the relationship between India and Australia in the space domain. And NSIL, they will be charging $18 million for this launch and it will be launched from India. Next, which state has recently launched Mukhya Mantri Tirath Darshan Yojana, that is a pilgrimage scheme for senior citizens from the all religions. Right? It is Maharashtra state that has launched this Mukhya Mantri Tirath Darshan Yojana, a pilgrimage scheme, and this is for the senior citizens from all the religions. Next, name the Indian women cricketer who recently became the fastest double centurion in the women's test cricket. So Shefali Verma, right, became the fastest double centurion in the history of women's test cricket. Shefali recorded the feat during the test against the South Africa in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. She is 20 years of age. Next, name the swimmer who will be the youngest Indian athlete to participate in the 2024 Olympic Games. So Dhinidhi Disinghu, right, is set to complete 2024 Paris Olympics as she is secured a berth at the University Places qualification system. She is 14 years of age and she will be the India's youngest athlete at the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. So this question can be asked that who will be the India's youngest athlete to participate in 2024 Paris Olympic Games, and she is related to swimming. So Dhinidhi Desenko. Next, which of the following points are correct with respect to Public Examinations Prevention of Unfair Means Act that came into effect on 21st of June? If we look at the option A and option B are right, C is wrong. A is that the act consists of 19 sections across 6 chapters which deal with the various aspects of public examinations to ensure transparency, right? Second, all offences will be cognizable, non-bailable and non-compoundable under this act, absolutely right. But C is saying that the act has a provision to punish persons who commits an organized crime with imprisonment between 5 years to 7 years. So no, it will be from 5 years to 10 years and with a minimum of 1 crore rupees of fine. Next, Union Agriculture Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan launched a new web portal to automate and accelerate the process of settlement of interest subvention claims of banks made under which scheme? It will be under the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. Next is in June, Jitan Ram Manchi, the Union Minister of MSME, has launched the MSME Trade Enablement and Marketing Initiative, that is team initiative to boost dash access to MSMEs. It is e-commerce access to MSMEs, right? These two initiatives, they were launched during the event of the World MSME Day observed on 27th of June in New Delhi, right? And this will help the e-commerce businesses, MSMEs, MSCs to work and use the government's e-commerce network, that is ONDC, so that their business can enhance. Next, which country has recently become 100th member of International Solar Alliance? It is Paraguay. And which was the 99th member? It was Spain. So Paraguay is 100 and Spain was 99th. Next, in June, RBI has raised Ways and Means Advance Limit or financial accommodation for state governments and union territories to dash with effect from 1st of July. So they have raised the limit or financial accommodation for state governments and UTs to 60,118 crore rupees. Correct? It has been increased by 28%. Earlier it was 47,010 crore rupees and now it has been increased to 60,118 crore rupees, and this will be coming into effect from 1st of July 2024. Next, according to Brand Finance India 100 2024 report, which company retained the number 1 position in the brand value ranking with a 9% growth in the brand value to $28.6 billion? It is Tata Group, right? According to Brand Finance India 100 report, which company? It is Tata Group. They have retained the number 1 position in the brand value ranking with a 9% growth in the brand value to $28.6 billion. Infosys, they retained the 2nd spot, whereas HDFC Group retained the 3rd spot. And if we talk about the strongest Indian brand, it is Taj. Next, who has been recently became the overall winner in the 2024 Commonwealth Short Story Prize, that is for Aishwarya Rai. Which is it? Tell me. So who is that person? Who is that author? She is Sanjana Thakur. She became the overall winner of the Commonwealth Short Story Prize for the story Aishwarya Rai. Next, when was the National Statistics Day, that is Statistics Day, annually observed across India to acknowledge and appreciate the contribution of statisticians in India? So this day is observed on 29th of June. This day is also the birth anniversary of Professor P.C. Mahalabonis, also known as the father of modern statistics in India. And June 29th, it marks the observance of the 18th edition of the National Statistics Day, and the theme here is use of data for decision making. Next, according to the Center for Science and Environment's latest report, Dash state accounted for 24% of the total compressed biogas generation potential in India. It is Uttar Pradesh, right? It is the state that accounts for 24% of the total compressed biogas generation potential in India. So that's all for the day, friends. Now, this is your homework that RBI restricted Dash Bank from adding new customers online and issuing credit cards. This is your homework. Comment below. Now, let's move to some revision part that will be beneficial in your learning. Name the company that has recently signed a definitive agreement with the International Finance Corporation to raise funds of 330 crore rupees. It is Artemis Medicare Service Limited. Next, according to the data released by GIC in April, the general insurance industry experienced a growth of how much percent? So it experienced a growth of 12.78% in the fiscal year 24. Next, which bank has recently carried out a credit default swap trade worth 25 crore rupees with Standard Chartered Bank India? It is State Bank of India. Right, SBI has carried out a credit default swap trade worth 25 crore rupees with Standard Chartered Bank India. Next is, according to the data released by PFRDA in April, the National Pension System AUM experienced how much percent year-on-year growth during the FY24? So, NPS AUM experienced a 30.5% year-on-year growth. Next is, which company recently signed a 2-year MOU with the Singapore Tourism Board to promote UPI for Indians traveling in Singapore? It is PhonePe. And we saw it was with PhonePe of Sri Lanka also for UPI for the Indians traveling in Singapore. And this MOU here it is of 2 years. Next, which payment has recently introduced Aadhaar ATM service for convenient cash withdrawals? It is IPPB, that is Indian Post Payments Bank. Next, as per the report of Asian Development Outlook April 24 released by Asian Development Bank, India's gross domestic product growth forecast for FY24 raised to dash from 6.7%. So it has been raised to 7%, that was earlier 6.7%. Next, in April, the National Investment and Infrastructure Fund Limited invested how much amount in iBus Network and Infrastructure Private Limited to support the growth of digital infrastructure in India? So, NIIF, that is National Investment and Infrastructure Fund Limited, they have invested $200 million in iBus Network and Infrastructure Private Limited. Next is, name the company that has recently partnered with Policy Bazaar to offer its insurance products on Policy Bazaar platform. It is ICICI Lombard General Insurance Company Limited. They have recently partnered with Policy Bazaar to offer their insurance products on Policy Bazaar platform. Next is, which bank has recently partnered with Fisdom to offer stock broking services and 3-in-1 account, that is saving, demat and trading account services? So which is this bank? It is the bank of, it is Karnataka Bank. Right, take a note of this. Next, in April, Dash company or agency received the RBI's approval to operate as an online payment aggregator. So it is Computer Age Management Service Limited. This is India's largest mutual fund transfer agency, and they received the certificate of authorization from RBI to operate as an online payment aggregator. Next, according to Transaction Geo quarterly report released by Transaction in April 24, India's fintech startup has raised 550.8 million across 33 deals in the first quarter of calendar year 24, marking a dash increase from the fourth quarter of 2023. So it marks an increase of 59%. Next, which company has recently partnered with PayU to enhance cross-border payments for Indian merchants? It is PayPal. What is cross-border payment? Basically, in order to make payment by the merchants, the businessmen from one country to another. Next is, which company has recently formed a joint venture with BlackRock to set up wealth management and broking business in India? It is Geo Financial Services Limited. Next, RBI mandated all regulated entities to provide key fact statements to all new retail and MSME borrowers with effect from 1st of October 2024. Next, according to Economic Research Department, this ERD is released by SBI. The total amount of deposits in senior citizen accounts has increased by 143% to 34.367 lakh crore at the end of December 2023. Next, which bank has recently partnered with Indian Mortgage Guarantee Corporation, that is IMGC, to provide mortgage guarantee backed home loan products in the affordable housing segment? It is Bank of India. Next, which company has recently launched the first edition of Ideation X to encourage insurance innovation among the young minds? It is State Bank of India Life Insurance Company. Next, name the life insurance company that recently partnered with Jana Small Finance Bank to offer life insurance products to the customers of the Jana Small Finance Bank. So it is Kotak Mahindra Life Insurance. right? They have partnered with Jana Small Finance Bank to offer insurance products to the customers of the Jana Small Finance Bank. Next is, which bank has recently collaborated with Shoppers Stop Limited to launch a new co-branded credit card? So which is it? It is, which bank has collaborated with Shoppers Stop to launch this new credit card? It is Axis Bank. Next, which of the following states Rural Livelihood Mission has recently signed an MOU with SIDBI to extend Prayas scheme to self-help groups, individual women through cluster level federation? So which of the following state Rural Livelihood Mission has recently signed this MOU with SIDBI? It is Jivika of Bihar SRLM and Umed of Maharashtra SRLM. So both 1 and 2 are right options here. Next, which regulatory body of the government office has recently constituted a standing committee to transform GIFT City into a climate finance hub? It is IFCA, that is International Financial Center Authority. Next, which bank has recently collaborated with NPCI, that is National Payment Corporation of India, to introduce eco-friendly NCMC, that is National Common Mobility Card, that is a debit as well as prepaid card for them, was launched? So which bank collaborated with NPCI here? It is Airtel Payment Banks have collaborated with them. Next, which company has recently partnered with NPCI to introduce its credit services on UPI? It is Amazon Pay. Amazon Pay partnered with NPCI to introduce their credit services on the UPI. Next, which company has recently signed an MOU with South Indian Bank for financing dealers under the bank's dealer finance program? It is Ashok Leyland. Right, Ashok Leyland has signed an MOU with South Indian Bank for financing the dealers under the bank dealers finance program. Next, which regulatory body has celebrated their silver jubilee, that is 25 years of celebration, on 19th of April 2024? It is IRDAI, Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India. Next, which bank has recently associated with NPCI Bharat Bill Pay Limited to introduce the National Common Mobility Card on its Bharat Bill Pay platform for convenience of travelers? It is State Bank of India. SBI has recently associated with NPCI Bharat Bill Pay Limited to introduce National Common Mobility Card on their Bharat Bill Pay platform for the convenience of travelers. Next is, which company has recently been rebranded as Bandhan Life by Bandhan Financial Holdings Limited? It is Aegon Life Insurance. Next, which company has recently received in principle approval from RBI for the payment aggregator license? It is CRED. It recently got the payment aggregator license from RBI. Next is, which neobank has recently received in principle approval from RBI to issue prepaid payment instruments, including the prepaid cards and prepaid wallets? So which is it? It is Revolut India. Right, this is the neobank. And what is a neobank? Basically, a neobank is a bank which does not have any physical branch. Everything is online, digital. Next, which organization has recently released its climate strategy 2030 document to promote green financing? So which is that organization? It is NABARD, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Next, which bank has recently introduced a suite of financial products including banking industry's first ATM insurance? It will be AU Small Finance Bank Limited. So two things were launched here, two credit cards, and one thing is your ATM insurance facility was launched here. Which are the two credit cards that were launched here? That is your AU Spont and AU Nomo. Next, name the bank that recently became the first bank to execute RBI's programmable CBDC pilot to compensate the farmers for carbon credits. It is IndusInd Bank Limited. Next, which company has recently launched UPI switch in partnership with Airtel Payments Bank? It is Razorpay. Right, so Razorpay recently launched this UPI switch in partnership with Airtel Payments Bank. Next, which bank has recently partnered with Tata Power Solar to boost the solar energy adoption? It is Indian Bank. Next, in April, Macquarie Asset Management, they have launched electric vehicle financing and end-to-end solution platform in Dash. So it was launched in India, and what is the name of the platform? It is Vertelo. Next, name the India's first all-in-one payment device that has been released by BharatPay in April 2024. It is BharatPay One. Right, this is an all-in-one payment product that has integrated point of sale, QR code, speaker into a single device. Next, RBI imposed a dash monetary penalty on NABFINS for non-compliance. So RBI, they imposed a penalty of 10 lakh rupees on NABFINS for non-compliance. Next is RBI restricted Dash Bank from adding new customers online and issuing new credit cards. So RBI has restricted which bank? They have restricted Kotak Mahindra Bank Limited from adding new customers online and issuing new credit cards. Next, which company has recently got the RBI's approval to operate as a payment aggregator? So which is it? It is PayU, right? PayU recently got RBI's approval to operate as a payment aggregator. Next is which regulatory body has recently signed an MOU with the RBI Innovation Hub to fast track the digital agri lending process? NABARD. Next, which credit card provider has recently launched the first code travel credit card with 3 variants, that is Miles Elite, Miles Prime and a single Miles? So these were launched by SBI. Next, which company has recently received approval from SEBI to launch India's first Nifty non-cyclical consumer index fund? So this was launched by Grow, that is an asset management company. Next, which regulatory body or credit rating agency recently received the approval or has recently approved CRISIL ESG Ratings and Analytics Limited as a Category 1 provider of the ESG ratings? It is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Next, which company has recently launched India's first upgradable ATM, that is automated teller machine? So it was by Hitachi Payment Service Private Limited. Next, what should be the minimum net worth of small finance bank at the end of the previous quarter that is audited to be eligible for the conversions into universal banks? It is 1000 crore rupees. Next, which regulatory or statutory body has recently notified a framework for Category 1 and Category 2 AIFs in the infrastructure sector to raise debt by pledging the equity of their investee companies? So it is which regulatory body? It is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. Next is which organization has recently pledged $23.6 billion in 2023 to help Asia and Pacific progress on sustainable development? It is Asian Development Bank. Right? If we talk about World Bank, they have approved a new project worth $452 million to improve the connectivity of 1.8 million people living in Assam. Which organization has recently partnered with FIRST, that is Foundation for Innovation and Research in Science and Technology at IIT Kanpur, to boost innovation in mobile financial services and fintech solution? It is Ericsson India. Next is which company has been recently directed by RBI to stop the issuance and operations of its prepaid instruments and refund the balances to their customers? So which company has recently directed RBI? It was Talk Charge Technologies Private Limited. Next, in April, REC Limited secured a green loan of how much? Of 60.536 Japanese yen from Dash to finance the green projects in India. So REC Limited, they secured this green loan of Japanese yen of 60.536 million Japanese yen, correct? And it is from whom? It was from Servizi Assivirati del Commercio Estero, right, from this company. And this is an Italian export credit agency. Next, which bank has recently partnered with HCL Software for digital transformation? It is State Bank of India, SBI.